Hey, how's it going, guys? It's DJ Facing20 back with another week of fantasy football predictions. So last week, my predictions didn't do too bad. I know Wendell Smallwood had a pretty decent game. Deshaun Watson, as I said last week, had a pretty decent game. So, hopefully you guys maybe listen to my tips. You don't have to, and I hope my tips make your team better. So here we go. First, let's start off with the terrible news of Dalvin Cook tearing his ACL and now is out for the season. I know it's awful. I talked about how he could possibly be an MVP candidate. But furthermore, with that, I say go up and pick Latavius Murray. With Case Keenum starting at quarterback, they may have to rely on another ground game. Although their receivers are good, they're going to have to run the ball. And if Latavius Murray can take over what Dalvin Cook did, that'd be a great pickup to have. Next, if you still haven't got him, like last week, I said pick Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson had a great game last week after I talked about how people should probably take him. This week may be the same, however, he does play the Chiefs, so you may have to be careful there. That's up to you, but he may be a decent pickup to have. Next, you got the Saints running back, Alvin Kamara. I know people have been looking at him a little bit more. He's been getting a good amount of receptions and all that. That's a player I'd look out for. See if he's in the waiver wire and try to get him, because I know he, on the ground and through passing, has been doing really well. That's a person to look into. If you didn't watch the game, another person you could go out and get is the tight end for the Cincinnati Bengals, Tyler Kroft. With Eifert out, he picked up a really good game, scoring 2 touchdowns. So I will look out for him, with Eifert being injured, to step into that role and be Eifert-like without the injury. So that's a good person to go out there and try to get. Like last week, I don't know if people have gotten him, but try picking up Wendell Smallwood. He's been putting in work again, taking over that Darren Sproles spot since Sproles is out with his ACL. So if you're looking for a good running back, or at least, a flex maybe in a league where you have a bunch of people, I would go out and try to see if you can get Wendell Smallwood. This may sound like a little bit of a shocker just because how much I diss him, but you could consider going out and getting Jay Cutler this week. Now, I'm not saying he's going to do amazing. However, the statistics say that the Tennessee Titans have allowed 3 great games by quarterbacks. You got Derek Carr putting up a lot of numbers against the Titans. You also have Russell Wilson who put up a lot of numbers against the Titans, and Deshaun Watson who put up great numbers against the Titans last week. Jay Cutler could, in fact, be an impact performer in that game, but this one's a little iffy. So on the fence about it. If you think that I'm right, then go ahead and do it. If you don't, then I completely understand. Another person that I'm shocked only 34% of people own him in leagues is Jared Goff. He's been doing really decent as of late, and if you're a quarterback, I know how Matt Ryan's on a bye and Drew Brees is on a bye, and if you're looking for another quarterback to replace them, then maybe try Jared Goff. He's having a great passing game so far, and the offense for the Rams has been looking amazing. Another person to consider getting is Andre Ellington of the Arizona Cardinals. With David Johnson hurting his wrist on week 1, he's been not doing too bad. He's been getting a decent amount of targets. He had 14 catches for 145 yards on 22 targets in the past 2 games, which isn't too bad. So if you want a running back, and if you need a running back, I wouldn't oppose to getting Andre Ellington. And if you need to make a move, here's some players I think you possibly could drop. First off, you got Terrence West. He's only had 18 carries in the past 3 games. So, that's not good at all. You have Adrian Peterson, who seemed to be struggling this year. So if you want to make a move, I would say you could get rid of Adrian Peterson. Maybe even give him away to get Kamara. But, again, I know people love Adrian Peterson. You never know when he does good, but I think he would be a person to drop if need be. Another person would be Matt Forte. Forte is actually hurt after missing week 4, and he could actually miss several weeks with a toe injury. So if you're looking for another running back in a league and you're thinking of dropping somebody, I'd drop him, Matt Forte. A person I would look out for this week would probably be Doug Martin, coming off of the suspension. Now, he hasn't played all year due to the suspension, but he is coming out. Yes, it's against the Patriots, but the Patriots have had defensive woes so far, so he may be a good person to put in just to see how he does. Another person I'd consider starting this week is Damian Amendola, who's been doing pretty decent. He had, I think, 10 points in fantasy in both his last 2 games. So if you're looking for a receiver, I mean, he's been doing really good since the Edelman injury. So if you're looking for a receiver to put in, maybe him. If not, try Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams offense has been doing really well in the past couple of weeks. Even this whole year have been one of the best offenses, and he's been getting a couple of those receptions. So if you're looking for a receiver, I would consider getting him. Another person I consider getting rid of in the wide receiver category would be J.J. Nelson. He's been limited, not doing as well as his other receivers on the team. So if you're looking to make a wide receiver move, I'd suggest getting rid of Nelson. I know he's a good receiver and could have a big game, but as of right now, he's not turning out to be that great. Another person to consider getting rid of, if you have him, is Ted Ginn. Now that he's really the third receiver on the team behind Michael Thomas and Snead, I'd say to get rid of him if you're looking to make a good move, like with a running back, wide receiver, quarterback, tight end, any of those, he'd be a person to get rid of on your team. If you also have him on your team, Jordan Matthews is expected to miss about a month with a thumb injury, so I'd cut him off of your team if you're looking to make a move. So there's a lot of receivers out there. If you're looking to make a move, I'd go ahead and cut Jordan Matthews. Other tight ends I'd say would be good pickups would be Charles Clay, Hunter Henry, and Evan Ingram. All of those tight ends have been having a really good week the past week and 2 weeks, all getting a decent amount of catches. I know Charles Clay went for over 100 yards, Hunter Henry had a touchdown, and Evan Ingram had a good game too. So if you're looking for tight ends, consider getting those guys. And I don't know if you haven't heard, but last week, kickers did amazing. I know in one of my leagues, I lost because some dude's kicker got 27 points on me. So if you're looking for kickers, I mean, obviously they could be a big part of your team. I know people don't go out and shop for them. People like Jake Elliott, Nick Folk, Adam Vinatieri are out there. Maybe you could possibly go get them. I know nobody pushes hard on kickers, but I mean, the kickers went off last week. I know it sounds weird to say, but they did. So that's something to consider. All right, so that is all for this week's fantasy tips. Tell me who you think should start. Tell me who you think is going to have a breakout week. Thank you for watching my video, and leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.